Well, hello everybody, it's the Peaky Miner here, and I hope you're doing really well. So today is going to be focused on the iron farm that I've just built. I've got it up and running now, and I think it's going to make me self-sufficient in iron very quickly. It's not quite finished yet. I still need to do a lot of cosmetic work on it, but the actual basic mechanics are working, so I thought I'd give you a tour of that. And I also need to get some more villagers in there, so I'll show you the system that I've devised to get the villagers into the iron mine. If you enjoy these videos, why not subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video, and you can always leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series so far. Is there anything that you think we should be doing on the Adults Play server? Okay, so without any more ado, let's go and see this iron farm. Okay, so here's a long shot of the mine as I've got it so far, and all that dirt that you can see on the top there is just a mechanism for getting the villagers in. To get up to the top of the iron mine, go through the storage building at the bottom and up an elevator that I've installed. And at the top here, there's a little safe platform with a gated access so that I can get inside if I need to do any maintenance at all. And the way this works is it's a villager breeder as well as an iron mine. Oh, and there's an iron golem there. Obviously he's just been spawned in and he's not trying to move around. As soon as he tries to move around, he'll get swept down to the bottom and into a pit of lava. But as I was saying, this is a villager breeder as well. That's why all the dirt's there in the farmland. So once I've got a dozen or so villagers in there, it'll actually start breeding villagers as well, so I don't have to fill it up to the 56 villagers. Oh, and there's some baby villagers, so obviously that's working. So here we have the system that I've built for actually getting the villagers into the farm in the first place. Now what happens is the villagers come up from my villager breeder in a minecart and they travel round and they get ejected from the detector rail there onto this little dirt platform, and they can either wander around the dirt platform, but eventually they'll go into the water and then they'll drop down into the farm itself, and then the minecart just goes back and picks up the next villager. Oh, and that iron golem's moving now, and there he goes off the edge, and he's going to fall into a pit of lava, and eventually he gets killed, and then all the drops fall through the signs that are at the bottom of the pit of lava and into the collection system. Okay, so let's head off back to the villager breeder now, and I'll show you how the villagers are arriving at the iron farm. So here comes a cart now, and it simply comes down into the hitbox of the villager inside the holding box there, and it takes away the villager up to the iron farm. Now this was the reason why I built this villager breeder in this way, because it makes it very easy to get villagers in and out, because it's quite high up, so it doesn't affect anything that's down on the ground in the world. And back comes an empty cart after it's dropped off the villager. And it comes down again and simply picks up another villager, and off we go again.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that's the last villager gone. So there must be about a dozen or more villagers up there now. So I guess that'll do, and I'll let the villager breeder take over to fill up the rest of the farm. Okay, so there we are, there's villagers in the villager breeder, and I've also done some more work on some cosmetics for the farm, so it looks a lot nicer. So what I'll do is I'll give you one last final tour of the farm, and then we'll call it quits for this episode. Right, so here we are, a nice little path that I've put in, and I've built some steps going up to the iron farm, and made it obvious which way you have to walk. As you can see there, I've put some columns to support the back end of the farm. And if we go in, this is what it looks like inside. There's the sorting system that we built in the last episode. It's producing that much iron. I've even managed to get some iron blocks to decorate a bit. That's the storage for the iron ingots. well, I'll store it as iron blocks, because as you can see, already getting quite a few ingots there. Obviously those barrels are for supplies that are needed there. And go up to the top, and this is what it looks like without all the dirt and all the rail system for getting the villagers in. And the villagers look quite happy, and that's why they're producing lots of iron golems. And there's a quick look at the outside using some shaders, and I'm really pleased with the way that this has all come together. Really enjoyed this build. Hope you agree it's looking good. Right, so there we are. That's the end of another episode. Quite a short one today, just purely about this iron farm. So if you're enjoying this series from the Adults Craft server, why not subscribe to my channel, drop a like on the video and leave me a comment. Thank you very much for all your views so far. And don't forget, I'll see you in the next episode.
By order of the Peaky Miner.